Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here to talk about something. Oh my goodness. I was so happy when I discovered this morning. I was like, oh shit, I almost spit out my breakfast because I was so like, wow. I get to make a video without like watching a stupid 2 hour movie, that Hugh Jackman movie. I really don't want to watch it. And I made the mistake. It turned out yesterday I thought it was Thursday, but it was Friday. And so I made a video that I didn't even need to make, and I didn't watch the stupid movie. And I really don't want to watch it though. Like I'm really like I don't want to watch it at all. There's so many movies I've had to review this year where it's like I just don't want to watch that, but I have to because I have to review it. So I guess I'll watch it. I just don't know when. I'm really not excited about it at all. I just want to watch this. I want to watch Monk. I want to watch American Horror Story. And so this morning I was editing some separate videos, and I decided to watch some American Horror Story. I watched the first episode like a couple of days ago. I give it like an A minus. It was pretty good. And then this episode, I watched episode 2 today called Home Invasion. Now this is from season 1. I have not seen any of the other seasons, and I will be reviewing the newest season though, because that's a new release show, and hopefully people will watch me review it. Fingers crossed. And I watched this episode too, and I was so shocked about what I saw. I was. My jaw was on the floor. Let's talk about it. So, I would give episode 2 of American Horror Story, I would give it like an A or an A plus. Like, I loved it. I'm really liking the show now. I'm really glad that I actually stuck through to watching it and that I gave it a chance, because I think that people should give things a chance. This is obviously something I that I should like because it's American Horror Story, so I should like it. But, I saw that shitty. I've seen other shows that Ryan Murphy has done, and I hated them, like that Ratchet series that I just turned off after like the second episode. But this is actually really good, and I'm really liking it, so I'll say that. I really like this show so far, American Horror Story. It's really good, and I'll talk more about that in my review of season 1, about, the details of me liking it, because obviously that's not what this video is about. I'm already 3 minutes in. Okay. So, in this episode, first off, we see a flashback, and now I'm going to do a little tiny recap. I hope that you guys bear with me because it will be worth it. So, there's this flashback, and obviously the episode's called Home Invasion, so that's what's going to happen. And right off the bat, you got these two boring lesbian girls, and Gladys and Maria. I think the other one was Maria. I hope so. And they're like typical, final girl type of girls. They're very boring. They're very like, oh, I'm better than the slutty popular girls because I'm a boring girl. They're that type of person, people. And so you'd think that they're not going to be touched. It's going to be the slutty bitches who are leaving the house to go see a movie or whatever they're to go see The Doors. And so they leave these two girls there, and one of them is a nurse. Now keep that in mind. One of them has a nurse's uniform on too. So there's this guy that comes to the door, and he says, "Help, help! I'm hurt and I need some help." He's doing what did Alex from A Clockwork Orange call it? The visit or something. He's doing the Clockwork Orange trick on them. And, you can tell that he's not injured. Like, there's like these two red lines on his forehead, and they look like they were drawn on by like a makeup pencil. Like, it does not look real at all. So I really, that girl should have saw that, because should have seen that, because it looked completely fake. But obviously it's American Horror Story, so she's not going to see it. And they invite him in, and they try to fix up his wound, and they can't find any actual wound where the blood came from. And then he fucks shit up. He kills the nurse upstairs in the bathtub, and drowns her in the water. And then he forces Maria to get into a nurse's uniform, and then he like puts her in a bondage position, and he stabs her to death. And then we get to the actual present day, and we have this family, and they have a neighbor. Now keep that in mind, neighbor. And this neighbor is Constance, and she is played by the ever so sexy and talented Jessica Lange. I mean, oh my God. Guys, have you seen... Jessica Lange is like a vampire. She does not age, and oh my God, she is just like... Oh my God. She is the best, and it is so awesome. It was such a surprise to get to see her in this season, because I didn't hear anything about her being on the show. All I heard was about Sarah Paulson, the crybaby. But anyways, back to... And so she's the neighbor, and we get hints that she's like a crazy person. She's evil. She has this daughter who... I feel really bad for the daughter. She seems like a misunderstood character. But Constance, she has this particular hairstyle, and it's very 1950s-ish. And so in this episode, she makes some cupcakes, and she sorry about that. She puts Epicac in the cupcakes to make the daughter next door sick for some reason. And then she brings the cupcakes over, and the mom wants to eat one. She cuts one in half. She almost eats it, but doesn't. And then the husband wants to eat one, but he doesn't, because she says they're for the daughter. Get that through your head. And so then the mom tries to give them to the daughter. The daughter doesn't want it. And so she puts them outside in the hallway. And then these evil people come who want to reenact a murder that happened in the house. And one of the bad guys eats the cupcakes. Or cupcake. I think she ate both. There were two, so... And so she eats, and she gets sick to her stomach, and that's how their whole murder plot unravels. It's because she gets sick, and everything gets ruined because of that. And so, where am I going with this, you might be wondering? Well, Fargo Season 4, bitches! Yeah, that's right, I don't forget. Fargo Season 4. Remember Fargo Season 4? Remember? Episode 2 and 3 with the pie? So you got this in Fargo Season 4, if you guys didn't see that piece of shit season. You had this family, and they're living in a funeral home, whatever. Who cares about that? And they have a neighbor across the street who's the nurse. She's a nurse. And she's got the same haircut that Constance has. And it's this very particular haircut. Now in Fargo, it was a wig. So that haircut was purposefully placed on this actress. And the hair did not look good. I saw it up for sale at an auction. And I was like, oh no. What a fake. What a fraud. But anyway... I know I sound insane. I'm trying to put on a performance. I promise I'm not really like that in real life. Because people got that idea from when I reviewed that Dennis Nilsson documentary. They got the wrong idea. But anyways, this nurse Mayflower, she's the neighbor, and you can tell that she's evil, and basically she's the quote-unquote villain of the season, even though she's really not a good villain at all. But that's a whole separate issue because I've already talked about that piece of shit season. Anyways, there's a scene in episode 2. The nurse makes a pie. I think it was an apple pie. Hopefully, and because it's American, so they're trying to do the stupid message the whole season. And she gets this brown bottle. And in American Horror Story, goddess Jessica Lange says, "Get me the brown bottle." What was her daughter's? Addie. "Give me the brown bottle, Addie. Give me the Epicac, Addie." And so then Addie gives her the brown bottle, and it's Epicac. She even calls it Epicac. She puts that in the cupcake. Well, guess what, baby? In Fargo season 4, the nurse puts that Epicac in the cupcake. In the pie, and bakes the pie. And so she pours the whole bottle in there too. And it was actually hard to see the label on the bottle, so they were kind of keeping us in retarded suspense to try to fool us and make us look dumb as an audience. Like, you can't read that bottle. It's a mysterious bottle. Maybe it's poison. Maybe it's love potions. And so then the nurse brings it across the street, and she gives it to the family. And guess what happens? The family, there's all this, quote, suspense to if they'll eat it. They don't eat it. None of them eat it. And then the police come. You think maybe the police characters, because they do like a bust of their house. Sorry, I have a dry throat. They do a bust of their house because they think that these two bad girls, these two lesbos. Oh, that's another similarity. Two lesbos. And now I'm just saying that in terms of like facts to point out similarities. I'm not saying that them being lesbos is wrong. I'm just saying like factual, like that's another similarity I just discovered. You got two lesbians in both episodes, in both shows. And so these two lesbos are robbers, and they were in prison, they escaped, and so the police are busting this house of the family to find out if the two lesbo robbers are there. And I can't even remember their names anyway, because they were trash characters. And so, that you think the police will eat the pie. They don't eat the pie. Well then, in episode 3, of course, the two bad girls, one of them eats the pie. She doesn't just eat one piece. She doesn't eat one nibble. She eats half of the pie or more. She gorges on that bitch, on that apple pie. She's like, yum, 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 yum. And then her friend is like, "Are you eating right now?" The exact same line in American Horror Story, I believe. Or someone asked that, "Are you eating right now?" So it's the exact... And then after that, I promise, I'm going to get to it. Then after that, they go on a heist. And, she's already kind of feeling sick, and she's farting all over her girlfriend. Which, and then they get to this bank, and they're going to rob them. Or, was it a bank? Yeah, I think it was. And then they're robbing the bank, and then all of a sudden she starts having explosive diarrhea, and it's like, oh, look, a diarrhea joke, ha ha ha, and then she starts puking all over the money too, and so then that's a plot point that goes on to something else stupid that happens. And then the family never eats the pie because the pie looks gross, and so they throw the pie away. You guys see the similarities there? You guys see what I'm talking about? That is straight up plagiarism. This fraud, this complete hack who wrote Fargo Season 4, he plagiarized American Horror Story. He took all those things from American Horror Story, and he took those bitches, and he said, hey, that might be a good story. Ooh, that'll be a good story. Ooh, that'll be ooh. I don't know. I don't know what that was. But he took all these things. He literally plagiarized the story. The exact same thing happens. You got a crazy evil neighbor. She makes a dessert with Epicac in it. It's the exact same bottle too. They use the same bottle, I think. It's a brown bottle. She takes it next door. The family doesn't eat it. You think they're going to eat it and get really sick. And then a bad guy comes over and eats it. That's the exact same thing. You even got the nurses stuff. You got a similarity with the nurses wearing old-fashioned 1960 nurse uniform, whatever. And then you got the thing with the hairstyle. The goddess Jessica Lange, they put the exact same hairstyle on Nurse Mayflower. The only difference is the color is red instead of blonde. That is absolutely sickening. And I bet some people found my burp sickening too. Because I learned that there's apparently people who one of their fears is burping and it's called a specific type of fear to be afraid of burps, which I never knew about that one. But anyways, I was flabbergasted. This complete piece of shit Season 4 of Fargo just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. This is pathetic. This is extreme. And guess what? God, my throat. Wish I had some water out here with me. I usually have a water with me when I do a review for occasions like this. But, wait, what was I going to say? Shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, wait, okay. Here is the icing on the cake. These shows are on the same network. So this guy, these shows, American Horror Story aired a long time ago. Fargo Season 4 aired last year. This motherfucker said, hey, I haven't watched American Horror Story yet. It's on FX, the same network as mine, so he's probably subscribed to FX. And so then he's like, I'm going to watch American Horror Story. And then he watched it, and I don't know if he purposefully copied it. He must have, because he put that same hairstyle on the actress. And now I'm not trying to make, I'm just saying my opinion here of, it's right there in front of you. You guys want to really argue this with me? You really want to... I mean, would you really want to get into this with me? Because it is right there in front of you. Watch those 2 or 3 episodes back to back. You can see plagiarism. Straight up plagiarism. I can't wait to see what else this jackass plagiarized. And I will be watching Fargo Season 5 begrudgingly, if it ever comes out. Because who knows with him? I mean, he might need to find some other things to plagiarize. He might be like, ooh, I'm going to plagiarize something else Ryan Murphy has done. And you know what? American Horror Story is better than all 4 seasons of Fargo combined. So there you go. And that's just my opinion so far. It could change, obviously. But that's just, what I'm thinking so far. And so, yeah, Fargo Season 4 just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. It never stops with its surprises. And now, for everyone who watched my Season 4 reviews and who actually listened to what I was saying, I'm glad that you guys are subscribed to my channel, because you guys really helped last year build up our channel. And we wouldn't we wouldn't have even been this far ahead of our goals if not for you guys. So you guys really thank you guys for subscribing, and I hope you guys. And that's another thing. I'm surprised. I am shocked that no one pointed this out. No one said anything when Fargo came out. All y'all just fanboyed and said, "Oh my God, Fargo Season 4 is the greatest of all time. Oh my God, agenda. All that is so good. Agenda's over storytelling. You guys, it was right there in front of you. Plagiarism. Straight up plagiarism." And let me guess, if he sees this, he'll call it a, quote, tribute to American Horror Story, quote unquote. Or what's that other word that they like to use for plagiarism? What's the one that starts with an M? I'm starting to sound like Simple Jack. I'm not going to do that anymore. It's some other word that they use to describe things that they're obviously just plagiarizing. Like with Halloween 2018 and all those other things that they make nowadays that just suck donkey dick. So anyways, that's my video for today. I am so shocked. So shocked. It was right in front of our faces, and of course, no one said anything. I wonder why, because am I the only person who has seen American Horror Story and then also has seen Fargo? Am I the only one? Because if I am, I hope that all you American Horror Story fans take a look at that piece of shit Season 4 of Fargo. And take a look at how this guy had the balls to straight up plagiarize your favorite show. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because that's what a lot of Fargo viewers like to do. Just give thumbs down because they don't listen to what I'm saying. And then subscribe to our channel to see more honest videos where I actually speak the truth and I don't just fanboy over everything like a complete and utter cuck. And then wait, did I already say comment, like, subscribe? Okay, I said all that crap. See, that's one of the rules of being a YouTuber, is that they tell you, okay, number one, at the end of every video, you have to say, like, subscribe, comment. Like, subscribe, comment. And you know what? You do. Because if you don't, people don't do those things for some reason. Like, it's really weird. Like, you actually have to say that stuff. Like, you can't just make a good video and then people just do it automatically. You have to actually say that stuff for some reason. I don't know why. That's one of the things about YouTube I don't like, is like all these things you, like, quote, have to do as a creator. Like, I learned one last year where it was like every video has to have the, quote, same font and same lettering, or else people won't know it's the same video, the same channel. They need to know it's your video. That was a tangent. Sorry about that. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon for, I don't know, maybe review of Reminiscence. Maybe. I don't know. Goodbye, everybody.